Students, now we are going to start 11th module, that is much important topic of organizational behavior, that is employee experience and resilience. I need to clarify this particular module very clearly. It is one of the advanced part of organizational behavior. What is it exactly? Employee experience is nothing. Throughout the life, one particular employees, how much interaction he or she has with the organization, and what kind of experience he or she is having during their interaction with the organization, and that is the part of employee experience. Then resilience, some kind of problems may be in organization, some kind of hurdles may be at different point of time, like a strategy formulation, strategy implementation. Now, what kind of cope-up strategy particular employees apply? This is equally important. That part is the resilience. Now, today lecture, in fact, employee resilience and employee experience and resilience having 5 different lectures. But today, I will deliver the first part of your module, that 11th module, employee experience and resilience, that is fundamentals of employee experience. What exactly experience, employee experience? What does it value? Does it have any organizational implications or not? What employees gain, what employees interact, what kind of interaction particular individual conducted with organization? Does it have any value or not? This is the part of today discussion. Now come to the agenda. In this part, you will be learning exactly definition of employee experience, evaluation of employee experience, then how experience differs from engagement or satisfaction, fundamentals of employee experience, key dimensions of employee experience, why employee experience matters, stages of employee experience, questions and reference. So many things are there, students. Why we are giving more importance on experience? You just imagine one particular person worked in particular organizations more than 30 years in particular government organizations, say for example. What kind of transactions, what kind of delivery, what kind of interaction with what group of people? It creates the great experience, and that has the great value, students. It is to be studied very thoroughly, because experience has to be developed. If experience is developed, then definitely employees' performance, employees' engagement, employees' commitment, employees' citizenship behavior, everything will be developed. Starting from the very beginning point, what is exactly employee experience? Avary et al. 2008, Morgan 2017, in fact that is the concept of the Morgan 2017. It is very latest concept, I am telling you. It has not been researched in different organizations. It is very recent origin. It need lot of development. What way can develop the employee experience? Employee experience is relatively new terms that was first used in the latter part of 2010, although the term was initially used by Avary et al. 2008 and later Morgan 2017 gave an organizational human resource categorization of it. Morgan 2017 emphasized the importance of employee experience as a source of innovation, a way to increase customer satisfaction, tactic to draw in talent, keep them interested and improve their output. But 2012 to 2022 defined employee experience as the subjective, a dynamic perception of employees regarding their cognitive, behavioral, emotional states, as well as their social interactions with the employees, employing organizations and its associated social factors, both internal and external, suppliers and clients and co-workers, managers. I think it's very much clear. You can see the Bhattad 2022 definition. It's a very comprehensive definition. Employees' experience towards cognitive, behavioral and emotional states, as well as the social interactions with the employees, organizations and associated social factors like as internal co-workers and the external. So, transactions not only with the internal people, external people also. What level of transactions you have with different group of people. That's the evaluation is very important things. Why it is much important? Why employee experience is much important nowadays? How it has been evolved? Evolution part you can say. Utility first phase. What do employees need to work exactly? Bare-bone tools, then desk, chair, phone and computer. Employees truly a cog. This is the initial requirement, and when you just imagine 100 years ago, what employees works with what kind of tools, and they have that level of experience. Then later on it comes to the productivity, which is much important part. What do need to work better and faster? That is slight improvement to get more out of people, employee optimization, repeatable process. I think that phase employees has experience about the productivity. What way you can improve the productivity and other things. Engagement is very important part. How can we make employees happy so they perform better? That is the annual survey, focus on culture, act as some kind of short, and company has a mission statement like this. This is the part of engagement. Then that particular stages, employer try to give the best practices to the employees so that employees may have some kind of good experience. Then modern, which is called as the experience, that means utility to experience. This is very important. Starting point is the utility, then productivity, then engagement, then experience. How can we create a company where people want to show up versus need to grow up? These very important things. You just want to show up versus need to show up. It is not show up exactly, you can correct it, that is the grow up. Focus on culture, technology and space, purposeful design, long term approach, company has a reasons for being. I think this is very important part. Initially people thought that we need to work with the machine or some other things, utility part. Then people think productivity, then people think engagement is more important. Now organization think that is experience is very important. If employee experience is if employees having good interaction, good emotional, transactional relationship among the different group of internal and external people, that is valuable. Now see employee experience, a set of perception. If you see the more in-depth study of employee experience, a set of perception that employees have about their experience at work in response to their interaction with the organizations. What kind of experience, like as leader-member relationship, job characteristics model, hiring practice, all these cases, what kind of experience, new type of experience in the employees, within the employees. Now, employees' holistic perception of the relationship with the employing organizations derived from all of the encounters at touch points along with the employee journey. The feelings, again you can say the feelings, perception that an employee experience through their involvement in work within the organization environment, which provides them positive reinforcement to develop, contribute, engage, retain within the organizations for good. I think item and Ghosh 2020, that is, these are all the sum of review. What about what I said, that the employee experience. What I mean to express basically, it is one of the unique part of employees' perception at the different level of organizational transactions, at different phases, like as in policy crafting of HR strategy, like as employee engagement practices, change management practices, what exactly employees learn, what their positive interaction, and that matters basically, that is so called employee experience. Benefits of employee experience, this is very important students, you try to understand this particular part, why we are studying this particular part. Increase employee satisfaction is very important part, that is the elementary part of improving employees performance. Like as you want to develop the organizational citizenship behavior of employees, it is possible. Starting point is the satisfaction, that is satisfaction is nothing, that is some kind of feelings about the job, some of feelings, that is cognitive feelings, maybe that is something like that, your what can I say is the right word, is that your positive feelings about the job, satisfaction. Better employee engagement is very important, better employee engagement, and I think you can understand engagement having three different dimensions: bigger, dedications and absorption. One, people may be engaged if he is energetic at the very beginning point, then he can dedicate himself. Absorption is nothing, that means completely he is working for the development of organizations, helps in talent retention, strengthen consumers, maximize companies, creating so many things are there basically, like as creating an environment to develop the best employee experience requires a robust strategy. I think these are the benefits you can say. In slides almost everything is clear that it has the great benefits, that is so called job performance is purely depends on what kind of experience you have basically, what kind of positive experience you have. Now how experience different from engagement or satisfaction? I think this is the term sometimes that creates some kind of confusion among the different researchers. Definition: the sum of all employee experience I am talking about, the sum of all interaction an employee has with their employer throughout the entire employee's life cycle, from recruitment to exit, focus, holistic, long term, including culture, technology, physical environment, leadership and emotional experience. Scope covers the total journey and includes both rational and emotional aspect of working in an organization. Employee engagement definition: the emotional commitment an employee has towards their job, team and organizations. That particular cases we are focusing on motivation, involvement and willingness to give discretionary effort. Scope: a psychological state influenced by but not the same as experience. Employee satisfaction: a measure of how content employees are with specific aspect of their job, benefits, work conditions. Focus giving on employee satisfaction is pay, benefits and work conditions. Scope more specific, surface level and short term than engagement or experience. And this is the things, all of connotation are different, that is employee experience is something like that, what kind of interaction with the organizations, what kind of experience you have gained during interaction, internal with and external people. Engagement is nothing, what level you are engaging yourself, what level you are you have the organizational identification. Employee satisfaction is nothing, that is total satisfaction about the total quality of work life of organizations. Now fundamentals of employee experience, these are all the things which we need basically when we talk about the employee experience, that is which affect on motivation, engagement, productivity and retention. Organizational culture is very important, then technology and tools, physical environment, employee bias, leadership and management, employee engagement, career development. That means an organization has to focus so that you can deliver the good experience to the employees. This is the 7 different parts which is much important. Now organizational culture, I need to define little bit about organizational culture. Shape values, behaviors and daily interaction at work. Positive culture builds trust, inclusion and motivation, encourage sense of belongings and shared purpose. Technology and tools provides the digital tools employees use daily to collaborate and complete tasks. Modern user friendly system improve productivity, reduce frustration, Physical environment, these are all the things, includes office layout, lighting, comfort, remote work conditions, impacts health, motivation and job satisfaction, a well-designed environment, enhance focus strategy. That is the sum of fundamentals, basically what basic requirements. Employee engagement, that is some of idea from some of research studies, basically refer to the emotional commitment an employees has to work and organizations driven by recognition, meaningful work and trust in leadership. High engagement leads to better performance and lower turnover. Leadership and management, Cause and Poizner 2017, they have identified leaders influence culture, trust, emotional climate of the workplace, empathic, supportive leadership, enhance employee experience, strong management fosters open communication and growth. Employee voice is very important part, that is employees should feel heard, respected and involved in decisions. Often feedback channels build trust and innovation, and empowering voice involves moral and organizational loyalty. So, career development is equally important. These are all the things already I have narrated earlier also. I think that organization has to focus that particular part, opportunities for training and promotion and learning, and employees seek roles that grow with them and offer future aspects. Organizations that invest in development, train talent more effectively. There are key dimensions of employee experience is very important part. Physical experience, the workforce tools and resources provided to employees, including office design, technology and ergonomic consideration. Cultural experience is equally important. Key dimensions of employee experience and digital experience, that is including software, platform and all these things to be offered to the employees. Now, why employee experience matters? Because that lead employee engagement, that lead retention, that lead productivity and that lead also employer brand and business success. I think these are a very important part of any organizations, that can create employee engagement in very excellent way. Once you focus on employee experience and its dimension, retention is possible, productivity of course it's the great aspect, business success is possible. Now, stages of employee experience, attraction, recruitment and onboarding. There are so many things that there, simply I am just narrating all this thing. At attraction point involves employer branding, marketing, reputation, building. Candidates are drawn to organizations with strong values, culture and opportunities. A positive reputation as an employer increases the pool of qualified applicants. And recruitments, it includes job posting, applications, interviewing and selection. A well structured inclusive hiring process reflects positively on the company. Then onboarding is very important part, the process of integrating new roles into the organizations. Effective onboarding increase engagement and reduce real early turnover, includes training, mentoring and clarifying expectation. And stages, so many things are there that has to be started from the very beginning point, as I told, attraction, recruitment, onboarding, then develop the people, upskill the people, employee seeks continuous development process, training programs, retention, that is the maintaining functions, give some kind of work-life balance practices, wellness practices, strong culture and very fair leadership structures, separation, offboarding. Suppose some people want to resign, that cases what practice to be followed, these are all the very important part. Alumni, some cases some of former employees can become brand ambassadors or even return, new hires. Maintaining connections with alumni networks can benefit recruitment and business. That is the stages of employee experience, that from the very beginning part, from hiring to alumni, like that. Now, some of questions, students, that will help you basically to generate some of new idea out of this lecture, that is how do you define employee experience in your own words? What exactly employer branding is? Why do you think employee experience is important for both employees and organizations? What are the stages of employee experience? This is very important. I think that long stages I talked about, that is starting from recruitment and alumni steps. All these things are equally important. Students, some of books are there basically, Some of articles are there. All of articles are equally important. Moreover, you can see some of good, some of agency in the field of HR, like as Indian Society for Training and Development. You can see the website of Society for Human Resource Management. You can see website of National Institute of Personnel Management, National Human Resource Development Network. These will help you basically, apart from your journal articles, what I am prescribing here, that will help you to strengthening your knowledge about employee experience. Thank you very much for understanding and listening this particular module. That is the first modules of fundamentals of employee experience. Thank you very much, students. Thank you.